What's up, PC fam? It is a beautiful Saturday morning, afternoon, or evening, depending on where you are, because we are international. So no, it's just a good day to talk hoop stuff. That's what's most important. It doesn't matter what time it is, because you can talk basketball any time of the day, no matter where you are. And that's what we're here to do. Just talk good hoops and, of course, chill with Chill. What's going on, Chill? How you living?
Hey, it's Saturday, beautiful day. Y'all know what time it is when y'all see us. We talk hoops around here. We don't do a lot, but we definitely talk hoops. So if you're coming around here and you want to talk serious hoops, yeah, come talk to us. That's what we do around here.
No doubt, this is the place to be. Definitely.
We got a real treat for you guys today too. We got a real treat for you guys today. Yes, we do. Got a blast from the past. I'm about to get schooled. My man gonna school me on one of the better players from the past, and I'm really excited about that. So yeah,
no doubt. It's been a pretty exciting week as far as just basketball content. Just on the panel, chill on Thursday. We did a throwback Thursday. A lot going on. And at some point today, we are actually gonna dive back into what we did on the panel when we did the top 25 players of the 2000s. I know most of you guys were there live, seen it. And I know a lot of you, I'm sure all of you had your own opinions on players you thought should be in, thought should be out, and maybe just the order of the players that we have in there in general. So we're going to talk about that today, Chill. We're going to see what we got right, what we got wrong. And then if anybody wants to come up and talk about it, you already know what to do. Click the link when I send it out. In the meantime, though, Chill, Kyrie Irving. I mean, Kyrie Irving does a lot of streaming and stuff now lately. He's really embracing the culture and what the culture is today. And so with that being said, a lot of times we get clips from Kyrie. We get to hear his thought process. Kyrie recently has said, let's not act like this dude right here, talking about Russell Westbrook, hasn't revolutionized the game. Let's dig into that a little bit, Chill. In your opinion, would you say that Russell Westbrook revolutionized the game?
Well, first of all, I want to, even though this is an unfortunate thing, I mean, the fact that Kyrie Irving got injured, that gives us more Kyrie Irving. We get to hear from Irv a lot more. Irv was not like that before he got injured. He would not get on a microphone. He would not talk that much. But the fact that he's gotten injured, he talks a lot. But to his point, to say that Russell Westbrook revolutionized the game, I think it's an understatement. And the reason why I think it's an understatement, Ox, is because the things that Russell Westbrook did, what we now have done is now we've undervalued them. We've looked at them now like they're just everyday stuff, like guards rebounding. Okay, when did we talk about guards rebounding? Well, guards always rebounded. That was always a thing with guards. We always had to help the big guys rebound because Ox got his hands full with that 6'9" glass cleaner down there. So I got to go in there and I got to help him rebound, right? Ox got his hands full with that 6'10" guy on the block with that jump hook. So I got to help him do stuff like that, right? So guards we always had other responsibilities besides scoring the basketball or passing the basketball. We always had other responsibilities like that. And what Russ did was he didn't normalize it. He made people turn a blind eye to it, like it wasn't a big deal when it was the stuff that was necessary in order to win games. Ox, this dude at the lead guard spot is a double-digit rebounder. Like guards ain't doing that at the lead guard spot. Like, and if you are doing it, I mean, Magic wasn't a double-digit rebounder, and he's 6'9". And if you're doing it at that high of a level, they make it look like, well, it's empty stats, it's stat padding. Well, if we're being honest, Russell Westbrook was getting to the playoffs double-digit rebounding. He was going deep into the playoffs as a double-digit rebounder. And sure, guys are blocking out and quote unquote letting him get rebounds, but I mean you can't explain you can't explain 8 to 12 rebounds where they're letting me get these rebounds. No, that's not going on.
I'm not going for that, Chill. I'm not going for that because that's just. I don't want to say that people don't understand, but I will say that maybe you're not seeing the part of it where sometimes I have to box out and I can't go get the ball. To your point, Chill, I might be dealing with the behemoth down here. And it's like, yo, Chill, you gotta come help me. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm boxing out, but I can't, as soon as I'm putting so much in the boxing him out. that the other big man or another guard is coming in there and grabbing the ball. So I need you to come grab the ball. No, I'm gonna hit him. I'm gonna put a body on him. Come get the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like that's not so much as, oh, I'm letting you get the ball. I need you to come get the ball.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
You know?
And I just think that when we look at a guy like Russell Westbrook and everything that he brought to the game, I think it's almost a detriment because people look at it like it was just not even normalized, where they brushed it off. We're a guy who's averaging a triple-double, a 30, 10, and 10 triple-double, a 25, 10, and 10 triple-double, a 22 and 10, 10 triple-double. Ox, that's me being involved in almost every play in the game. I want to make sure that we're clear on that, ladies and gentlemen. When a guy is averaging a 30-point triple-double, 30 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, that's me being a part of almost every play in the game. That's almost insane. That's like, think about an actor. If you think about an actor in an hour and 45-minute, or 2-hour movie, think about this actor being in almost every scene of the movie. That's almost impossible to do that. And
Right.
Russell Westbrook was doing that, and he was doing it at a high rate. I mean, the idea of revolutionizing the point guard spot, yes, because what he did, Ox, was as a defender, now my responsibilities are just completely different. See, if you're just a lead guard and let's just say you a bucket getter, okay, I got to concern myself with you being a bucket getter, and I got to stop you from scoring. But if you a distributor, not in addition to being a bucket getter, you're a distributor, you speed up the pace of the game, you're on the glass, you're in the teeth of the defense, I got a whole bunch of other different responsibilities. That means now that defenses have to hone on me differently than they would if I was just a bucket getter. And Russell Westbrook revolutionized that, where guys like Luka, right? Russell Westbrook, big guards, John Wall, guys like that, now that they're involved in so many different plays, the defense is now looking at that like, now I got to put extra guys on. I have extra responsibility as a defender, and that wears on your defense. 100% wears on your defense. Did Russell Westbrook revolutionize the point guard spot? Hell yes, he did. Especially with that athleticism. Not only with that athleticism, with his know-how. I'm one of these people who I didn't think that Russ was that smart, and I still feel like that because there's times where he'll go off the rails, but he'll do everything that he can to keep you in games. He 100% will do that, and I think that that's a testament to Russ, no doubt about it.
Right. So I do hear where you're coming from as far as normalizing things, right? Like when you see Luka and you see his stats, and you kind of like, man, we seen Russ do that for 5-6 years. You know what I'm saying? Like, big deal. Even though what Luka does is amazing. You know what I'm saying? So I can understand where you're coming from as far as that goes. So you are agreeing with that?
100%. Ox, he revolutionized. 100%. He revolutionized the point guard spot, and what he did at the league guard was he allowed the point guard to have more responsibilities. So again, with the point guard, and which is also interesting too, Ox, because we don't talk about how Russ transformed into that. Don't forget that Russ, when he came into the league, he was a 2-guard who converted to the lead guard spot. So I got to learn how to do this, Ox. I'm not a natural point guard like Chris Paul. I'm not a natural point guard like John Wall, right? I'm not a natural point guard like a lot of these other guys. I'm not like Rondo. No, I got to learn how to play the point guard. And not only do I have to learn how to play the point guard, I got to learn it on the fly at the pro level. Like, I don't got to learn how to play point guard in the 8th grade or the 9th grade. No, I got to learn it at the pro level. So when he comes into the league and now learns how to play the point guard and does all of these things at a high level, what he's done is he's given the point guard more freedom to be involved in more in other things, because a lot of times point guards are pigeonholed. What I mean when I say that, Ox, is you got a point guard who can score. All right, well, I'm relegated to scoring, but okay, the rebounding part, the distributing part is my job, the rebounding part, the playing defense on every play, like that's not my job. There are things that are not my job. What Russ did was Russ made it that everything can be your job. You could be involved in everything in order for us to win. And with Russ doing that, I think he enhanced a whole lot of other guys' games. 100%, I believe Russ revolutionized the game.
Okay. Speaking of revolutionary players, revolutionary players and revolutionary moments,
Yep.
Chill, I have to ask you a question. I'm gonna give you 4 iconic moments. First we'll start with Kobe Bryant's final 60-point game. His final game. Then you got Steph's gold medal game, just this last one in Paris. Hell of a shooting performance. We'll talk about the 2016 NBA dunk contest. That was a hell of a show. Those guys put a show on. And then we'll talk about the Cleveland Cavaliers 3-1 finals comeback in 2016.
Sure.
Of those 4 moments, which one do you think we can get rid of? That's a little less.
Well, when I first think about the Cavs, sure, Ox, I'm not supposed to give you credit for putting the fire out that you started. Okay, you started the kitchen fire, and now you put the kitchen fire out. So I'm not supposed to give you good job. You started the fire. So I can say, however, that kitchen fire could have burnt the whole kitchen down, and you actually rebuilt the kitchen. You could have done it.
Kitchen down, shit. I could have burnt the house down and the neighbor's house.
Could have burnt the whole neighborhood down.
Burnt down the whole block.
So so in that aspect, I can't fight that. That was awesome what you did. It was the biggest comeback in NBA history. Nobody did that before they did it. Nobody has done it since they've done it. The way that Kyrie Irving and LeBron James played throughout the course of that series, to watch the Golden State Warriors go to pieces the way that they did was incredible to me. So I think that stays. That 2016 dunk contest, to me, is the best dunk contest that I've ever seen. That includes the 2000 dunk contest. That includes the 1988 dunk contest between Jordan and Dominique Wilkins. Terrence Stansbury was in that also in 87. It was just one thing after the next. Okay, Zach LaVine dunks from the free throw line. Okay, great. Zach LaVine dunks from the free throw line. I've seen that before. Then Aaron Gordon dunks backwards. Okay, I've seen that before. And now Zach LaVine goes, okay, have you seen anybody dunk from the free throw line off the one-leg windmill? Okay, no, I haven't seen that. I think that we're done. Okay, dunk contest over. Aaron Gordon says, wait a minute. No, it's not. Hang on for 1 second. Then Aaron Gordon jumps over the mascot, who is 8 feet tall, and throws the ball underneath his legs. Well, wait a minute. I ain't never seen that before. Can you top that? Yeah, I can top that. Watch this. And he throws the ball behind his back and then dunks it over with his weak hand. I'm like, okay, nah, you can't top that. Oh, you don't think so? I 100% can top that. So it was, can you top this? It was something, and it was constantly action. This is the best dunk contest that I've ever seen. So that stays. So now that leaves Kobe Bryant's 60-point game, and that leaves Steph Curry doing what he did in the Olympics. Well, Bryant was clearly over at that point in his career, right? Bryant, I felt like he was clearly over at that point in his career, and the Lakers were terrible. With the Lakers being terrible, that was Kobe Bryant's last game in the league. So what do I expect from him? I just expect him to be out there. I expect for it to be a competitive game. Do I expect him to go for 40? No. For 30? No. And Utah, by the way, was not letting him score. That was not going on. He was absolutely trying to. They were absolutely trying to stop him. They just couldn't. Mm-hmm. He just had it going that night. And I think that it was the consummate walk-off for a guy whose career was over. It was the consummate walk-off. Even though the Lakers weren't good, I just think it was fantastic the way he just walked off into the sunset after scoring 60 points on that last night. Now, don't get me wrong. I think what Curry did in the Olympics was pretty phenomenal, but let's not mistake that Curry wasn't that great in the NBA in the Olympics. Just like Kobe Bryant wasn't great, but the performance that Bryant put on, I think, was better than the performance that Steph Curry put on. So I'm going to drop Curry and I'm going to keep Bryant.
Sure, that's crazy. That's crazy. The way Steph was shooting that ball and to do that for the gold medal, because let's make no mistake, they don't win that game unless Steph turns up. Make no mistake. If Steph doesn't turn up, they don't win that basketball game. That's for a gold medal. If you ask me, it was very, very, very impressive. Very, very impressive what Zach and Aaron Gordon was doing. Like, those were crazy dunks, amazing dunk contest. But at the end of the day, it's just the dunk contest. You know what I'm saying? So that, as far as I'm concerned, we can get that out of here.
We're still talking about it though today, Ox. Like that was 10 years ago, and we still talking about it today.
Oh, as we should. We should talk about it forever. We should never stop talking about that dunk contest. But It's just a dunk contest. I'm not. I can't take. I mean, Kobe's game. It was, it wasn't like a championship or nothing like that, but it was, it was his last, and so yeah, it's no way I could take out any of those moments over that dunk contest. That dunk contest can get the hell out of here, and it was great too. Like there's no knock to that dunk contest, but at the end of the day, we're talking gold medal, championship, and Kobe Bryant. So sorry, Zach. And
sorry, it sounds like Zach got to go. Zach does have to go. And I ain't gonna. What I will say to you though, Ox, is when I think about what Curry did, I can't say that I haven't seen it before. That's why I was impressed, but it wasn't something that I was blown away by, because I'm like, okay, that's Curry. Like once Curry gets going, and I knew that once he had made that third one, I was like, forget it. This is who Curry is, right? And I've seen him get going like that. Bryant at 36 years old, basically on his last leg, the last night of his career against a Utah Jazz team. I think they were a playoff team, as a matter of fact. I think the Jazz were a playoff team. They were a good team that year. And for Bryant to do that, basically dragging himself, just trying to find it, coming off an Achilles injury 3 years ago, and a cracked knee and a shoulder, he was clearly broken down. But we get to this point where I got one more night left in me. I do. I got another night left in me where I can give you something phenomenal. And he did that. So I can't. I unfortunately, I think Curry has to go, because I've seen that before from Curry.
Right. Okay. I could dig that, because I mean, this is still because it's a gold medal. That's the only reason. And I do believe that they lose to Serbia if he doesn't turn up. Oh no, they're playing France. 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 Yep,
they're playing France.
Yeah. So that's my only thing. Yeah, chat. Y'all tell us what you think, chat. Leave your comments in the chat. Let us know of those 4 moments. We're talking about Kobe Bryant's last NBA game, 60 points. We're talking about Steph Curry's iconic performance in the gold medal game in France. We're also talking about the Cavaliers coming back from 3-1, and we're talking about the 2016 dunk contest. Which one goes?
I got roasted too, Ox, because when I remember when Odell Beckham had that one-hand catch, Eli Manning, like I got roasted for that because I wasn't that impressed. And the reason why I wasn't that impressed is not because of what he did. Ox, he was doing it in warm-ups, just so we clear. So it wasn't like it just came out of nowhere. Like, you showed me this already. I already seen it. So it's like with Zach LaVine. Like if Zach LaVine, when they was warming up if they was warming up in the dunk contest and he jumped from the free throw line and did a windmill, I wouldn't be as impressed with it as if I saw it for the first time. Like you was warming up doing it.
I would still be impressed with the one.
But let me rephrase that, Ox. Not that I wouldn't be impressed, because I'm not as impressed, because you showed me that you can already do it, and that I think that's what happened with Odell Beckham. Same logic with Curry. So I mean, I seen Curry when they played against Oklahoma City in 2016, where he got going and they ended up coming back and they ended up winning. I've seen Curry when they played Houston when they were down and he's got no points in the first half and goes off for 32 in the second half. I've seen Curry get busy like that. Don't get me wrong, Ox. I don't want to minimize that it was the gold medal game. I don't want to minimize that. We lose that game to France in the gold medal game, which would be one of the biggest upsets in Olympic basketball history. But I mean, I've seen Curry get busy like that before. That's all.
Chill. I want to say this about the Odell Beckham catch, and I want to say this about a lot of catches, right? Chill. Now, I played 4 years of football. 4 years of football. No college, nothing. I wasn't the best football player. But one thing I could do, chill, and I commend my pops for this, I could catch the ball.
Throw the ball.
He used to have us out there thought I could catch the ball. I'm boom, boom. Where you put it, I'll go get it, right? When I was playing Pop Warner, when I was playing a little high school ball, when my quarterback used to send me through the middle of that field, getting lit up by linebackers and stuff, I played a lot of tight end. I'm catching the ball, chill. You know what I used to catch the ball without? Without that adhesive that these players be putting on these, whatever that goes, gloves, those sticky ass gloves that these do. Back when we was playing, it was skin.
It was just hands.
Ball.
That's it.
It was
just
hands. Mud, all types of wet grass, mud, everything, anything. We catching the ball. Man, these dudes be putting them gloves on. I could put my hand up like this. It's like a magnet. Anything just get out of here, man. I chill. We can catch that too with them gloves. I'm just saying, chill. Because I never got to the level of play. I never played no college, nothing to where in high school, because I didn't play ball. I didn't play. I stopped playing football after my sophomore year.
Mm-hmm.
So I never wore those gloves. You know what I'm saying? But my boys, they got to senior year and stuff. Like, oh, look at these gloves I got. And so I see the gloves. I'm like, what? What are y'all cheating?
This ain't fair.
You can catch anything with that. But hey, whatever. I'm just saying. That's just my. I'm not hating on Odell. He caught a hell of a call, but a hell of a ball. But hey, whatever.
Yes, he is, Swiper. Just so you know, Swiper, say hi. In fact, you're right, Swipe. He's not 6'8". He's 6'9", actually.
Nah.
Anyway. Yeah, you're right. He's not 6'8". He's actually 6'9". So.
Nah, Gabe. I mean, it was 3 hands. He definitely 3 fingers. Yeah, that was a hell of a catch. I'm hating, but I'm not so much hating on that catch as much as I'm hating on them damn gloves. I think it's ridiculous. But where were we? My bad. You know what, chill? It's Saturday. We're 30 minutes into the show, about 25. We can round up. It's time for the blast from the past. Let's talk about our blast from the past today. Let's do that.
Who we got?
Chill, today we're going to be talking about none other than the great Argentinian player Luis Scola, one of my favorites. One of my favorites.
Here's the thing, Ox. I'm pretty well versed on players from the past, but sometimes I forget about guys. And one of the things that I'm always reminded of, and that's with you in particular, of some guys. And you're a consummate. I mean, you're a big time Luis Scola guy. Ox, who was this dude? Because I remember him when he was in Houston. How good was Luis Scola?
Luis Scola was really, really good. Sure, he wasn't. If you ask me, he was never had any action at an All NBA or anything like that. Don't get me wrong. Right. He wasn't one of those guys. I know we've talked about Amari. Scola wasn't on that level, but Scola was a very skilled big man, very skilled big man, and he played with the energy, the type of energy like I'm not afraid of anybody. You know what I'm saying? I'll go at anybody, and he had footwork. He had footwork, chill. He's one of those guys. Like if I'm a backup power forward, I want to be like that. I want to be a utility guy. I can do everything. I can rebound. I can run the floor. I'm not slow. I'm not super fast, and I'm not a super athlete either. So I think that's what attracted me to Luis Scola, chill. It's the fact that he's not running super fast. He's not jumping super high, but he's just getting the job done.
We need him to win. You saw. So essentially, Ox, we need him. Like if we trying to win, we need that dude.
He's one of those guys. Yeah, chill. Yeah, I think he's one of those type guys. I think he's one of those type guys where if I'm choosing a winning team, I might take him over somebody that y'all think is better than him, because I know he's gonna do what it takes to win. I know you can dump down the ball. On top of that, chill, very underrated passer. Very underrated passer. I think he was good at passing off the block in that mid block area. I think he was really good at doing that. So he just had the full package. He had the full package. You know what I mean? And on top of that, he only played in the NBA for 10, 11 seasons, I believe. I think it was 10 seasons.
Like 8. I don't think it was that long. I think it was like 8.
Okay. Okay, so his NBA run wasn't super long, but his professional run was like 22 seasons.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Longevity. He has longevity on his side. You know, he's just a guy where if you're not a superstar and you're 6'11", 7 feet tall, 6'10", if you're a big guy, you want to try to model your game after a guy like Luis Scola. You know what I mean?
The thing that I remember him,
ultimate utility guy.
The thing that I remember about him, because remember during that time too, I remember when you first brought him up, and I remember I immediately went back to that time, and I remember the tag that the foreign players had on themselves. Foreigners are soft, they don't play defense, all they want to do is shoot jump shots. And then I vividly remember seeing Scola in the Olympics, and he was the one guy that stood out to me. I'm like, okay, 6'8", 6'9", 6'10", got a money mid-range game, footwork on the box, that open pivot, that reverse pivot. He had really good fundamentals. The thing that I didn't pay attention to, that I felt like I should have been paying more attention to, you brought it up. It was his footwork and how effective he was. Scola wasn't one of those guys that wasted a lot of energy doing things. No, if he did something, it was always with a purpose. If he faced you up, it was to bust your ass. If he was open and pivot, he was looking for somebody cutting. He was never one of those guys that was just throwing the ball between his legs or doing something unnecessary. It was always straight to the point, and it was effective. And he was a hard-nosed guy too, which I really dug about him, right? Those years when he was in Houston, I think Ox, and you may be able to straighten me out. I think he was like a 16 to 18 and 8 guy. And that says a lot about a dirty work guy, right? That says a lot about a guy who we ain't really running our O through him, right? He's the guy next to the other guy, right? So I got the man, then I got the next man, and then I got Scola, right? And Scola was a guy who he could take advantage of mismatches. Not only could he take advantage of mismatches, he comes up with big time rebounds. He was one of those guys that you saw if you were you know who he would have been great on, Ox? Imagine Scola on that Indiana team.
This Indiana team this year?
That's Indiana team.
Oh, forget about it, yeah.
Oklahoma City out. Oklahoma City is out.
You know why? Because when Miles Turner, anytime Miles Turner wasn't playing up to par, you could stick Louis down there as a smaller 5 and let him and Pascal rock for sure.
Yeah,
100%.
And you can move him to the 4. You can move him to the 4, and you can move Pascal to the 3, and speed the game up a little bit more. So he would have been great on that team. He would have been great in this era too. Yeah. I saw that Luis Scola thing, and I was like, Ox, talk to me about Luis Scola, because maybe I don't know as much as I think I know about him.
And what else? I had to just check real quick. You know, I just had to double check because I remember him being one of those juggernaut top guys. He didn't miss a lot of games in his career until towards the end of I'm talking about the NBA years. Matter of fact, let me see how many.
So he was an Iron Man too.
He did play 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. Yeah, he did play 10. But so what I had to check is of those 10, he played over 80 games. He played over 75 games. He played 82, 74, 66. But that was 2000. Yeah, 66, 82, 81, 76. He played, so he was available. So yeah, well, I see somebody in there say, he wasn't that great. Luis Scola is one of the more underrated guys. One of the more underrated guys, I would say. I'm not trying to put him in the top 10 conversation. I won't do that, y'all. I won't try to put him in the top power forward conversation. I won't do that. But I was always very impressed with Luis Scola's game. I just think he went under the radar a lot. And I know I'm known for doing that. I'm known for hyping up guys like Lamar Odom, Luis Scola, Thaddeus Young, Caron Butler, Otto Porter. Just I can go on and on. I know that I'm known for doing that, but I do that. I go a little overboard because I feel like dudes like that are super underrated, and I feel like they left their fingerprints all over the league before they left. You know what? Especially Thaddeus Young. I feel like Thad left his fingerprints all over the league.
And you and me have talked about this. You and me have talked about this plenty of times, Ox, that guys, we get wrapped up in the stars, right? We definitely get wrapped up in the Magic Johnson, Larry Bird, LeBron James. I can go on and on. Damian Lillard, Russell Westbrook. We get wrapped up in them guys. And I've said to you countless times, like, we ain't winning. You know how I feel about Horace Grant. You know how I feel about AC Green. You know how I feel about guys like Marcus Smart. Like, we ain't winning without these dudes, because we got Phil Jackson gave me the perfect example. He said, you got a piano player and you got a piano mover. That piano player ain't nearly as good if we can't get that piano upstairs. If we can't get that piano up to the 60th floor, I don't care how good this piano player is. He's not going to be able to play it if we can't get it up there. And we need somebody to get that piano up there. So we need guys. Who's diving on the floor for loose balls? Who's the guy in the huddle going, Ox, you score the rest of the points. I'm going to deal with 32. I'll deal with him. Ox, I'm going to help you rebound. I'm going to come up with a big time steal. Who is that guy? And guys like Luis Scola, who will do something necessary, which, by the way, we didn't talk about the bucket getter that he was. Scola was one of those guys where we could go to him 2-3 trips to get buckets. Ox. He was one of them type of dudes where he could get going, where he's got a mismatch on him. We could dial up his number. We could dial up his number, and he can go get me a bucket or two. Absolutely. So I love those guys. I don't like those guys. Don't get me wrong. I know the game is for the stars, but Scola, AC Green, Horace Grant, Marcus Smart, just guys like that. We're not winning without them. I love those guys 100%. When you bring those guys up to me, Ox, it kind of it flashes me back, and I think about those other guys too. So yeah, I'm with you.
Definitely. I'm gonna send the link out here in a couple minutes, y'all. Y'all just bear with me, of course. Give me 1 second. I am doing something else also.
Yeah.
Okay, let me get the super chats going. We got, first of all, Javon Green 2515 became a YouTube member. Shout out to you, Javon. Appreciate you, brother. No doubt. Going back to the Russ conversation real quick. The Trib One says Russ stat padded, but also showed off his impressive motor. He didn't revolutionize the game. He is an all-time great. We can be real about Russ.
We can be real about him, Trib. And if he didn't revolutionize the game, who did? If you think about a lead guard that revolutionized the game, that made defenses not just shift, but made defenses focus on different things because of the lead guard, made defenses focus on other things besides this one thing. I mean, who else did? You're right, Trib. Curry did revolutionize the game, but he revolutionized the game in his own way, and which was shooting. Curry revolutionized the game by stretching the defense. Russ revolutionized the game because you now have to guard as a defense. You had to guard differently. You can't sit there and tell me that a guy like Russell Westbrook, with everything that he did, to say that he stat padded, what you're trying to suggest is that the stuff that he was doing was empty. I mean, Russ was making it to the playoffs, and he wasn't making it to the playoffs off empty stats. To Ox's point, Ox got that behemoth downloaded he's dealing with. He can't get to the ball, so he's blocking out. I'm getting to the basketball. I got to stick my nose in there and help him rebound. I got to stick my nose in there and help him do other things besides me just getting buckets. I got to do that. Don't tell me that Russell Westbrook didn't revolutionize the way basketball is being played. Don't tell me that, because that's just not true. Yes, he did.
Okay, Trib. Well, yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about it. Whether I think he revolutionized it or not, but I think he definitely made an impact. I can at least say that about Russ. Shout out to Russell Westbrook. We're still waiting to see where he's going to end up this year, right, Chill? Hasn't made a decision yet.
Yes, we haven't. And I heard that Sacramento, like the temperature's starting to turn up in Sacramento a little bit. I mean, I don't know exactly what's going to happen in Sacramento in terms of run, because I mean they already signed Dennis Schroeder. I mean, you could play Russ at the 2 too. That's not a bad thing. I mean, they got Dennis Schroeder up there. They got Devin Carter up there, who I'm not really. I watched him in the summer league, and I'm missing some things. There's some things that I'm missing with Devin Carter. I think that
right.
I think they're trying to turn him more into a lead guard, and I think he's more of a bucket getter than he is a lead guard. And it's just not it's not going as well as I thought it would. It's just the summer though. I think that I got to give it some time. It's just the summer more than anything.
Yeah. Is Russ the best free agent still out?
Yes, I think so. Yes.
Okay. No doubt. Let's get to this other super chat from Eric Espinoza, 7789. What's up, fellas? Looking at the landscape in the West, I really believe the Nuggets are going to win it all again next year, barring injury. Kudos to the front office on making some masterful moves.
All the holes that the Denver Nuggets, all the questions that they had, I mean, they filled them. All the questions that they had, they answered them. The backup 5 spot. I mean, now they have Valanciunas, and I'm listening to Jordan tell me yesterday that Valanciunas is whack. No, he is not. He He is not whack. Not only is he not whack, he's going to be big for that Denver offense. He doesn't pass it like Joker, but Valanciunas is a damn good passer at the big spot, and they're going to be able to run some efficient offense with him. He's a stop and pop big. He's a pick and pop big. He will get on the glass and he will rebound to stop plays. I think that's one of the better qualities that he has. When you got a guy coming off the bench and Tim Hardaway Jr. who can knock down the long ball, that's huge for Denver. In addition to him, you got an energy guy in Bruce Brown, who I don't think that he ever. To be honest with you, I don't think that he ever wanted to. I don't think he ever wanted to leave Denver. It was just a money situation. That's how they ended up losing him. And then you trade for Cam Johnson. MPJ, I still think is viable, and I think that he's going to be a bucket getter in Brooklyn. But to add Cam Johnson to that crew, I think they're going to be fantastic. Yes, I would not be surprised if Denver ended up in the NBA Finals. I would not be.
Yeah, I'm really big on what Denver did. I'm obviously really big on J-Val. J-Val is a huge body in the paint. He's a really good rebounder. He's intelligent. You know, he makes a lot of the right plays, right passes. He's not the passer like Jokic, which just the only difference I think is Jokic's ability to pass on the move. I don't think J-Val really has that, but as far as catching, moving the ball off the block, moving the ball from the high post, I think J-Val is just as good as Jokic at that. You know what I mean? So I don't really see any downside there. And Jokic plays what, 38 minutes? 30?
Not this season. Not this season.
You know what I'm saying? Jokic plays a lot, so it's not like J-Val has to come and play 30 minutes too, you know. So I think with the minutes that he's gonna get, I think it's gonna be a lot. I think Cam Johnson, to Swiper's point, I like Cam. I think MPJ is a better. If I had to say who's just a better basketball player, I guess I probably would say MPJ, but I think Cam Johnson does more. You know what I'm saying? So I think he might be just as, if not more valuable. You know what I'm saying? So I'm curious to see how that's gonna work out, but I think it's gonna work out good. Hardaway Jr. I think that was a great pickup. I think he had a resurgence in Detroit. Bruce Brown, to your point, Bruce Brown, I agree with you. I can't see why Bruce Brown would want to leave that situation. I think he had to. You know, that somebody offers you what did he go 2 for 40 or something, like
35.
35. Yeah, he had to go get that money. You know what I'm saying? Good job, Bruce. You come off of a ring, you go get paid. You know, so he's back home. I think I can see Denver winning the West for sure. I think Denver got a whole lot better. They're my favorite to win the West. I would say Denver, OKC, Clippers. I think I would say in that order: Denver, OKC, Clippers. I think that's the order I would go in the West right now.
I'm going on record.
Houston, I got to keep my eye on Houston.
I think Denver wins 60 plus games this year. I do. I think they win 60 plus games this year. Oklahoma City does too. I think we're gonna have 2 60-win teams in the Western Conference. But I think the Denver Nuggets win 60 plus games. They got a good ass team, man. They got a damn good team this year.
Aaron Gordon, I think Aaron Gordon should come back a little disgruntled about what happened in the playoffs and dealing with the injuries and them not being able to win. So I think we're gonna see a good year from Aaron Gordon if Jamal Murray can stay healthy and consistent throughout the season. I could see it, chill. I think Denver's probably the best team in the league. I think.
Let me ask you this question, Ox. With Aaron Gordon with these injuries, and Aaron Gordon he's a hefty dude, and
real big dude.
Could he stand to drop a little bit of weight, like maybe 10 pounds? Like, you think that would help with the injuries?
Yeah, sure. Why not? I'm always with that for basketball players. You know what I'm saying? Especially guys that are, you know, that big. I'm always good with that. I don't know how much he weighs, but I think if Aaron Gordon did lose a couple pounds, I could see that being helpful. But like I say, unless you're a beanpole type Chet type guy, I'm always good for losing a little weight. I think basketball is a game better played when you're a little lighter. You know what I'm saying? So
I think he goes about. Maybe you can straighten me out, Ox. I don't know for a fact, but from looking at him, he looked like he about 240. And
I was gonna say 250.
That's what he looks like 240, 245. I was thinking, like, what if he got down about 230? Like what if we got him down to like 230, maybe 235? Maybe that might help out with the injuries a little bit, because that's what happened with Joker. I mean, Joker ended up dropping like 35 pounds. Joker ended up playing at like 255, 260, and he won the league MVP. So I mean, I don't think it would be a bad idea for Aaron Gordon if he ended up dropping about 10 pounds. And that's not to say that he's out of shape. No, that's not to say that he's out of shape at all. Nope. I'm not saying that at all. Because we do the same thing with guys who need to gain weight. I mean, they gain weight because, you need to get stronger, right? You need to put some prime example. Ox, you just brought him up. Chet need to get some meat on his bones, because as big as Chet is, he could get pushed around a little bit. He could possibly get pushed around. So a guy that's as big as Aaron Gordon, and he's been around for a while. I think we're in year 10. I think that it would be beneficial to him if he could stand to drop about 5-10 pounds, come back in even better shape. I don't see why it wouldn't be a benefit to him, because he's one of those athletic guys anyway who gets off the ground. So if I ended up losing 5-10 pounds, I think that would help his game.
Right. I hear you. I'm all for that with Aaron Gordon. I think if he does do that, and I think just a good offseason, getting healthy, getting his legs back strong, I think that's gonna be really good for them. Chill. I'm gonna double down on that. I can guarantee the Denver Nuggets win the West next year. I can't guarantee that. As far as in the playoffs, I mean, but as far as like the seeding, I can guarantee that the Denver Nuggets are going to be up there. They're going to unless OKC wins 65 games, then I can see the Nuggets being the 1 seed in the West. And with that being said, Chill, I mean, man, because the Clippers were going to get Brook Lopez and John Collins, I think that's a big deal against the Nuggets. I think it is. I think the Clippers can beat them. I don't think OKC can, though.
The Clippers can beat Denver.
Yeah, but I don't think OKC can. But with that being said, that doesn't mean I think the Clippers could beat OKC. If you see what I'm saying.
That part, yeah, you could beat them, but you can't beat them. I think with that Clipper team, I mean, we know who James Harden is. As good as Kawhi Leonard is, right? And I don't think Kawhi was the issue. I was able to get him in the playoffs, but those two guys are going to be the difference. Denver got better, and I can appreciate the Clippers upgrading their roster in certain spots. Denver got better, and with Denver getting better, I just think that health is going to be the issue with Denver. If Denver can stay healthy, it's going to be hard to beat them dudes 4 times in a week. It's going to be really hard, because the problems that they had against the Clippers, they shored them up. The problem, the rebounding problems, not just the rebounding problems, the injury problem with MPJ, the rebounding problems, the injury problems, all of that, the rotation problems, Joker not having a backup big, that stuff got shored up. Them coming off the bench with viable rotation guys to be able to crack the long ball, to bring energy, to get timely stops. Well, when you have that, we already beat y'all anyway without this. But now we have that, it's going to be hard to beat us.
Yeah,
it's going to be hard.
Yeah, but I'm saying, like, maybe John Collins is on that glass, and Aaron Gordon doesn't get that Tim Dunk. Maybe John Collins is boxing out. Maybe Brook Lopez is a big body boxing out. Maybe Bradley Beal doesn't disappear like Norman Powell and Bogey did. You know what I'm saying? So those are the ways I look at it. I feel like what you said about Denver, you should probably be saying the same thing about the Clippers.
I think they did upgrade. I do think that they upgraded at the positions that they needed to upgrade at. I'm not going to argue that point. That's 100% what they did. But when I think about what ended up happening in that series, and my best player and your best player, my best players and your best players, I mean, Joker, he had a real difficult time with Zubac. But Jamal Murray was really good, right? Not only was Jamal Murray really good, I think as a collection, they were good. So when we bring back this group, and now Joker being more prepared for Zubac, because I've seen great players like Olajuwon was more prepared for David Robinson the next time he saw him. He was I'm more prepared for you the next time I see you, as opposed to, I mean, if I'm not mistaken, Zubac, isn't this the first time he's been in the playoffs? Oh, no, that's not true, because he was in the playoffs with the Clippers. Yeah, that's not true. But I just feel like I'm more, even though I've seen you throughout the course of the regular season, and I saw the Clippers throughout the course of the regular season, the offense is going to change. Not just the offense is going to change. Players are going to be better. With these guys being better, I just think that, and I can say the same thing about the Clippers, no doubt about it. But I just look at what the Denver Nuggets have in terms of their landscape. I just think that they're going to be better than the Clippers.
I mean, that's fair. I mean, they got Jokic. He's arguably the best player in basketball. I won't just stand firm on the Clippers beating the Nuggets. I won't stand firm either way that goes. I just think that those three teams are going to be the better teams come playoff time in the West, especially if they can be relatively healthy.
I think it's another, if they see them in the playoffs again, I think it's another 6-7 game dogfight. I don't have the Denver Nuggets walking by them. Don't get me wrong. And I don't have the Clippers, even though that's, to be honest with you, that situation could have very well went the Clippers' way if Aaron Gordon doesn't come up with that rebound. That series, they're down 3-1. And the series is probably over. The series is probably over if that doesn't happen. But I feel like this. I feel like this Denver team and this Clipper team, that could be another. If they see them in the playoffs, I would, barring health issues. Today is April. Oh, I'm sorry, Ox. Today is May the 2nd, and they're about to see each other in the semifinals. I'm taking the Denver Nuggets in 7.
Yeah, I'm not mad at that. One thing I do know is of those three teams we talked about, the Clippers, Nuggets, and OKC. I'll tell you one thing: Houston can't beat any of them.
I don't think Houston could beat Denver. I don't. And the reason why I don't think that they could beat Denver is because as good as KD is, overall, I don't think they got enough offense. Their defense is going to be fantastic. I'm not going to argue that point, Ox. I think that their defense is going to be fantastic. I got Amen Thompson winning Defensive Player of the Year next year. I think he's going to be that good. I got Amen Thompson winning the Defensive Player of the Year next year. I think that he's going to be that effective on the defensive end. I think that he's going to expand his game in multiple facets at the lead guard spot. I think he's going to be able to move over to guard some fours at 6'6", 6'7". I think that he can be able to do that. And I think that he's going to be, I think that he's going to expand that defense way more than people give him credit for. But I think offensively is where they're going to struggle. And I think Denver offensively, I think that they're too much.
Yeah, definitely. Denver's too much. I don't see them being able to beat those guys. But to wrap that up, guys, let's get to the main part of the show. I just sent the link out. Y'all go ahead and click that. We're gonna run through the title of the show, and then we'll start bringing people up. Chill. We did that, and I'm gonna bring the list up. I got the list. This is back here. Chill. Just off the top of your head, just off of memory, was there anything about that top 25 list of the 2000s that we did on the panel? Was there anything about that list that stuck out to you like, man, this is ridiculous? Was there anything that you saw on that list was like, this is too much? I can't believe that these guys voted for this. And if I could, I would change it right now. What, if anything, what was on that list that you just couldn't get with?
I had Shaq higher than what you guys had because I felt like that stretch that he had. The longevity wasn't there as much as other guys, but I felt like that stretch that he had during that time, I just think that was just so much better than anything else that any of those guys had done. I think I had Dwight Howard a lot higher. I don't think we gave Dwight Howard enough credit for what he had done from very much like Shaq, like how dominant Dwight Howard was. I want to say from 2008 to like probably 13 or 14. Did Paul Pierce made the list? Is that correct?
Yeah, he got there. I think he got 24th.
Yeah, Paul Pierce made the list.
So disrespectful.
Yeah, Paul Pierce ended up making the list. Those are probably the two guys that I'm thinking about off the top of my head that I was thinking, I would have had him up a little bit higher. I was again, I definitely was up with Dwight Howard. So
okay. Well, let's pull the list up and let's just go through it. Okay, can everybody see that? Let me take the leaves out though. Oh, we can see that. We're good. Yeah, okay, we're straight. Okay, so as y'all can see, the top 25 players of this century. 2000 so we did the 99-2000 season is the first season that we did. If anybody missed it, let's run through the top 5. We have LeBron James number 1, Kobe Bryant number 2, Tim Duncan number 3, Steph Curry number 4, and the Diesel Shaquille O'Neal number 5. How does that part stack up? How do you feel about those first 5, Chill? Is that pretty?
I had Duncan. I had Duncan at 2, and I had Shaq at 4. I had Duncan at 2. Yes.
So it should have looked like Bron. For you, it should have looked like Bron, Duncan, Cole, Bryant, Shaq,
Curry. Yes, that's where I had them at. That's where I had those guys at.
Yeah, I had to say I actually had the same, but if I'm not mistaken, I believe I had Tim Duncan 1, Bron 2, Kobe.
You did have Duncan 1. Yes, you did.
But I had Duncan 1 and Bron 2.
Ox, to think about when I think about what Duncan did, and don't get me wrong, sure, Kobe Bryant and LeBron James, nothing short of phenomenal. But they never missed the playoffs from the 99-2000 season until I left. In 16, I'm 15 or 16, till I left, not missing the playoffs one time. I was there every year. Did not miss the playoffs once. That's incredible. And I played at that high of a level. Mars and I just had this conversation about the Spurs being championship favorites. One of the main reasons why they were championship favorites because they had Duncan. Was one of the main reasons why. I mean, they were awesome with Tony Parker. They were awesome with Manu Ginobili. I know how you feel about Manu Ginobili, Ox. No doubt about that. But one of the main reasons why they were in championship talks every year was because they had Tim Duncan. That was it.
Yes, sir. They had Tim Duncan, a big fundamental.
Yes, sir.
So, yeah. So that's the top 5, yo. Coming in at 6, we got Kevin Durant. 7, Nikola Jokic. 8, Kevin Garnett. 9, Giannis Antetokounmpo, and 10, Dirk Nowitzki.
I just couldn't see KD. We can't have a conversation past 6. I just couldn't see it. As good as Joker was, I'm not going to argue. Joker has been very much like what Shaq was doing. I mean, Joker has this 3-4 year stretch where he's nothing short of phenomenal, and I think that he's the best player in the league, winning the NBA championship. But what Kevin Durant did for a 9-10 year stretch, I just can't have a conversation after 6. I can't do it. There aren't 6 players that I could put ahead of him. No, I can't do it.
Over KD?
No, not over KD. Can't do it.
I'm not mad at KD at 6. I have an issue. I have an issue with Jokic over KG. I do. I have a problem with that. I have a problem with Jokic over KG. Maybe holler at me in 2 or 3 seasons. Maybe holler at me in 3 seasons. Maybe we could. Maybe I'll come around to it. But I haven't.
What's the separation, Knox? The separation with Kevin Garnett and Joker in KG's prime. What's the separation in your estimation?
Oh, I mean, what's the separation between them as players? KG at his prime and peak.
I think he was better.
The separation for me is first and foremost, we'll just talk about the defensive end of the ball. I think it's just far. The only thing I think Jokic would have on prime KG, the only thing he does is passing and facilitating. And KG was a great passer. He was great at passing the ball, facilitating the ball. So that's the only thing I could put Jokic over him at their prime, at their peak. So I think peak for peak, prime for prime, I think Kevin Garnett is better than Nikola Jokic.
Am I out of line, Ox, if I said that KG was better defensively than Joker was offensively? Am I crazy if I said that?
No, I agree with you. If that's what you're saying, if that's what you stand on, if that's what you believe,
and here's why,
hypothetically, but I agree with you.
And here's why I'm saying that. As good as Joker is as an offensive player, right? As good as Joker is as an offensive player, does Joker offensively dominate the game as much as KG did defensively in his prime?
Sometimes,
That's
yes,
what I'm
Chill.
thinking to
Yeah,
myself.
you know, when yes, he does at points. Yes, I think there are a lot of times where we can see Jokic dominating the game on offense the way we saw KG dominate. So when I say that I will take KG's defense over his offense, I'm saying that not like there's a gap. I'm not saying that like, oh yeah, clearly. No way. I'm not saying that. I'm putting a lot of respect on Nikola Jokic. I don't want this to be misconstrued at all. I'm putting a lot of respect on Nikola Jokic. But I do believe that Kevin Garnett on this side of the ball was more impactful than him on that side of the ball. But not on like some everyday type thing. I think if we go 82 games, let's say so that's 41. Well, you know, let's call it it's really close, Chill. It's really close.
Yes,
so what's that? 45-37?
Mm-hmm.
We'll go with that. I'll go with that. I think it's really close.
That's more than half the season. I'm taking
right.
that more than half the season. I'm good with that.
Yeah, Nikola Jokic is an amazing basketball player. So when I say that I have an issue with him over Kevin Garnett, I'm not saying drop Jokic to 23. I'm saying put Jokic and Giannis need to be next to each other, however y'all want to put that. You know what I'm saying? But this group of guys right here, the Jokic, KG, Giannis, Dirk, that group of guys right there can be interchanged a lot of ways, but I need Kevin Garnett at the top of that.
I just think that I just think that when I see Garnett as a defender, I've seen him dominate. I've seen Joker dominate games. I've seen him dominate series, right? I've seen him dominate seasons, but I've also seen KG do it. And I've seen KG do it in an era, the golden age era of the power forward. Like, you know, Rasheed Wallace was running around, Dirk was running around, Webber was running around, right? Antonio McDyess was running around. I mean, all of these great power forwards were running around. And KG is dealing with Duncan. He's dealing with Ben Wallace. And he's kicking ass and taking names as a defender. I ain't even talking about as an offensive player. I'm talking about being an anchor. I ain't talking about getting a stop, Ox. I'm talking about being able to switch. I'm talking about calling out sets. I'm talking about shifting over and rebounding. I'm talking about not just switching. I'm also talking about completing plays. I'm talking about cleaning up the glass and stopping plays, completely shutting down your offense. I can honestly say when I watched Kevin Durant, and I watched Joker as a passer, and I watched how good Joker was as a passer. But I watch how, and he was nothing short of phenomenal. But when I watch KG affect the game, I watch KG affect the game on a defensive end. There's a huge part of me that feels like I think that he affected the game on the defensive end just as much as Joker affected the game on the offensive end, if not more.
Right. So when we were just doing Throwback Thursday, and if y'all missed that, don't miss Throwback Thursday this week. Keep your eyes and ears open. Make sure y'all make it there on time. You can even see, even at that young age, KG was still being the general on the defense. I've seen many a times where he's pointing, he's yelling, he's talking, he's making sure guys are where they need to go. I just think KG's one of the best defenders to ever play the game. He's definitely top 5. But you know, moving on. Now this group of guys, this 5 right here, from 11 to 15, I think is a little controversial for some people. I think D-Wade should be higher, but we'll talk about it. So we got D-Wade at 11, J-Kidd at 12. J-Kidd at 12 ruffled a lot of feathers. Kawhi at 13, James Harden 14, and Anthony Davis 15.
I don't think that. I mean, I know how you guys felt about Jason Kidd, because Jason Kidd can't really score it at a high level. But we just talked about Russell Westbrook revolutionizing the game. I mean, there was a stretch where Jason Kidd was almost averaging a triple-double, right? There was times where he was doing that. And again, I can't emphasize enough, when you got a guy that's that involved in the game, how much that affects your defense. When you got a guy that I got to worry about keeping this dude off the glass, I got to worry about keeping this dude out of the lane, I got to worry about keeping this dude away from the rim, I got to worry about him dishing the ball off to this guy, I got to worry about him on defense, I got to worry about him in the passing lanes, I got to worry about him on the defensive glass. When you got a guy that's that involved in the game, not just effectively, Ox, but also efficiently too, right? When you got a guy that's that involved in the game, and Jason Kidd was an Iron Man. Like, he played a lot of games. Like you talked about Scola, Jason Kidd didn't miss a lot of games.
Right.
And took that, and for him to take that Nets team, who, by the way, the year before, I think they won 29 games. Either they either won 29, or they either won 24 or 29 games that year. Something like that. Jason Kidd gets on that crew, and he takes that team to the NBA championship with a second-year Kenyon Martin, Keith Van Horn, Kerry Kittles, Aaron Williams, Todd McCullough. This is who Jason Kidd is taking to the NBA championship, right? And with him taking them to the NBA championship, with all of the stuff he's involved in, I think that's a big deal. I got Jason Kidd. I got him right outside the top 5 of point guards all time, right outside. Because apparently we had to add Jerry West to the point guard list. So I think he's right outside the top 5. He's clearly right there.
Right. Yeah, I got J Kidd. I got J Kidd 3, and that's just recently because I had to move Steph up. You know, I had to stop playing with Steph Curry and move him up. Yeah, man, chill. And he took him twice though. Chill. He took him against the Lakers and against the Spurs. You know, so J Kidd was doing this thing, and when he had the opportunity to go to San Antonio, which I think he should have did. You know, he didn't go. And I wish he would have went to San Antonio, so it would be more obvious to people. And then to win one in 2011 when he was towards the end, he was at the end, but he was still playing really good basketball. Like J Kidd's last years, or you know, when he finally got kind of over the hill, it wasn't bad. J Kidd was still playing really good basketball. He was very pivotal in winning that 2011 ring. And a lot of it was on the defensive end of the floor. I think people forget how dominant J Kidd was on the defensive end. J Kidd used to shut things down, especially in his prime. So, you know,
if I'm not mistaken, Ox, that Dallas team, I think they had a top 10 defense. I think they were 9th that year in defense. That was largely due to Jason Kidd.
Yeah, it wasn't just Tyson Chandler. You know what I'm saying? J Kidd, Sean Marion. You know, they was out there playing good basketball, y'all. So I know a lot of y'all have an issue with J Kidd at 12. And you know, I understand it, but I wouldn't budge. I wouldn't budge my vote at all for J Kidd at 12.
I'm comfortable with that.
And then we got, like I said, Kawhi at 13, Harden at 14, Anthony Davis at 15. What do you think about that 11 through 15 group, Chill? Is that kind of?
I'm cool with that. Yeah. Anthony Davis is a lot better than. Anthony Davis is a lot better than people gave him credit for. That 2018 season, I mean, he was nothing short of phenomenal. Y'all dudes talked about Anthony Davis being in New Orleans. He was injury prone. He played 80% of the games. He played 4 out of every 5 games, and he wasn't hurt in 19. They shelved him so they could trade him. So he was not hurt like y'all like people said he was. He was not hurt. They shelved him because they were trying to trade him, and they were trying to keep him healthy so they could get the best possible trade for him. Who's not doing that? If a guy's getting traded, you're not going to play him more than you're going to shelve him so he can be as healthy as possible so you can get the most out of him. Once that physical comes out, yes, he's good. So, yes, Anthony Davis, that 2017-2018 season, I think that rivals some of KG's best seasons, what Anthony Davis did in that 2017-28 season. He won almost 30-10 that year. Finished 3rd in Defensive Player of the Year, dominated in that Portland Trailblazer series, completely kicked their front line's ass. I think, if I'm not mistaken, he ended up out-rebounding their whole front line. He did himself. Out-rebounded their entire front line. When he gets on that Laker team with James, when they win the NBA championship, like a lot of people forget, he led them in points, rebounds, and blocks that year. That was him. Now, last I checked, a team that's at the top of the Western Conference, when your leading scorer, your leading rebounder, and your leading shot blocker is on that team, more times than not, that's a league MVP. It just so happened that he was playing with LeBron James. That was the problem. So that's where the discrepancy is. But Anthony Davis was nothing short of fantastic. He absolutely deserves to be on this list, no doubt.
You're good with Kawhi over Harden?
If I'm gonna say how good Shaq was for that stretch, was Kawhi Leonard better than James Harden for that stretch? That 15, 16, 16, 17, those 3 years, yeah. Even though James Harden was in 2019, he was nothing short of unstoppable. And I can honestly say, right, I can honestly say I haven't seen a guy that unstoppable on the perimeter since Jordan. Right, I can't say that I've seen anybody like that. But what Kawhi Leonard did in that short period of time, if I'm going to say that about Shaq, I got to say the same thing about Kawhi Leonard. Yes.
Okay.
And we got to, and by the way, Ox, this dude right here, Chilltown, we got to get him off. Until you change your name, you can't come back here no more, yo. You got to bounce. Nope. You ain't allowed. You ain't allowed here no more. I don't think so. You're not going to insult me and then you think you're going to be able to come into my house and just hang out. Nah, you can't hang out here, B. You got to go. Nope.
Damn, brother. See you when you get your mind right.
Yeah, get your mind right.
Okay, so from 16 to 20, we got Chris Paul, Steve Nash, Russell Westbrook, Allen Iverson, and Luka Doncic. That's just a group of point guards, isn't it?
I think Steve Nash could be higher. I got Steve Nash ahead of Chris Paul.
You have him ahead of Anthony Davis or James Harden, or
see, that's the difference right there, Ox. I don't see that Anthony Davis. That Anthony Davis one. That's pretty impressive right there.
Okay.
That is pretty impressive. I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable being with him being in this group. I did have him ahead of Chris Paul though. I did. Okay. Yeah, I just think offensively, we literally had this conversation yesterday, Ox, about guys offensively like being the exception. I'm not going to disregard defense. It's not like I'm just taking defense out and I don't care about defense, because I do care about defense. But Steve Nash was so good offensively. He was the exception, like Magic, like Joker, like Luka, guys like that. So, yes.
Okay. And Russ, AI, Luka, all good right here?
The Allen Iverson one, I'm having a difficult time with that because Allen was just so good as a bucket getter, man. But, I mean, I just went on my rendition about Russ. But you can make the argument Russ should be higher. You could make the argument that Russ could definitely be higher than what he is. To win the league MVP, to affect the game the way he did, you could definitely make the argument that he's hot, that he could be higher. No doubt.
Hey, I don't care what nobody say. Luka being this high to me is just ridiculous. I mean, I think Luka's a great player, but I can't see how Luka Doncic is over Paul Pierce, Dwight Howard, T-Mac, Melo. I don't get it.
Yep.
I'm at a complete loss. I have no idea how he got there, but hey, that's the part of democracy, you know. So we voted, and he's number 20. Yeah, I guess that's fine. You know, and the thing about it is, I don't know how Luka makes it in SGA. Doesn't, you know?
Well, well, now that I think about it, you know, SGA being a first team All-Pro 3 straight years, Luka being a first team All-Pro, 4 or 5 straight years, SGA going to the NBA championship, winning the NBA finals, having the season that he had, in addition to the other stuff that he did. I mean, I think it's a conversation, to be honest with you. I mean, they both came in at the same time, both of them.
Yeah, chill. But me and you both got Jason Tatum over Luka too. So I don't know how
I do too.
Jason.
Yes,
I don't understand how Luka's here and Jason Tatum's not here.
Yes, I do. I'm 100. I don't know if you guys watched the show. I'm not sure if you guys watched the show, but yeah, I had Jason Tatum over Luka. Yes, I did.
Yeah. So, I can't see him over Paul Pierce, not even for a second. That's ridiculous. Dwight Howard is.
I had Dwight Howard a lot higher.
Yeah, I guess y'all missed
a lot higher.
Yeah. I guess y'all just missed out on prime Dwight. I don't know. Maybe y'all didn't start watching Dwight until he got to Charlotte or something like that. But if you missed,
which
out
by the way,
Dwight,
when he was in Charlotte, he led the. Which by the way, when he was in Charlotte, Ox, he led the league in rebounding. Just so y'all clear.
Yeah, you know. So I don't know what happened with the Dwight Howard thing, but shit. You know, sometimes people take off the court stuff into account to on the court stuff, you know, I guess.
Yo, this guy was nothing short of phenomenal, man. He was. Yeah. Dwight Howard was incredible. Yes, he was.
Yeah. And to wrap up the list, we got Paul Pierce at 21, Dwight Howard at 22, T-Mac at 23, Carmelo Anthony at 24, and Joel Embiid at 25.
Yeah. No Jason Tatum. Wow.
I'm telling you right now, Luka and Joel can kick rocks. We can get SGA and Jason Tatum in here.
Yeah, no Jason Tatum on here was wild as hell to me. I could not get with that. I had a real difficult time with that. Real difficult. So yeah. And correction, Dwight Howard didn't lead the league in rebounding in Charlotte. He led the league in rebounding when he was in Houston.
Okay.
Yeah, I take that back. And with the Lakers, not with Houston, with the Lakers. He led the league in rebounding. I apologize.
Yeah. But I mean, that's a couple of minor tweaks that I would say, but no big deal. The big deal for me is Joel and Luka, and if you have Joel and Luka, I just think Jason Tatum and SGA deserve those spots. But shout out to those guys. Shout out to the panel for making a great list, and shout out to the viewers for taking part in it to the best of y'all ability. I know y'all had to help decide a couple of these, so shout out to y'all. Yeah, well, that's the list. Take a quick look at it. We're about to get it out of here. It's gone. All right.
Yep.
Let me see. 1 second. Oops.
We're gonna get to the lobby really soon, too, by the way. Yes, we are.
Sir. Yes, sir. We will be there as soon as we get through these super chats, y'all. Hang with me. Khan sent a super chat and said, since D'Antoni's offensive scheme elevates certain offensive players, who would you like to have seen in that system? Personally, I would love to see prime Joe Johnson as the center point.
No, you wouldn't have loved to see Joe Johnson because he was there. I don't know if you remember, he was on that team with D'Antoni. Yeah, he was on that team, and he was like, "Nah, I want nothing to do with this. I want my own crew." No. So the thing that I think about when I see stuff like this, Ox, D'Antoni's system, we don't want to lessen guys because that's what it sounds like. D'Antoni's system elevates certain offensive players. Okay, well, did Tibbs' defensive scheme elevate Kevin Garnett? I mean, when I think about what Tibbs was in terms of a defensive coach, did he elevate Kevin Garnett's game? And that's not a bad thing. So what? I'm elevating your game. No, I think it's a good thing. But a guy that I would have liked to have seen in D'Antoni's system, wow. Like, what does LeBron James look like playing for Mike D'Antoni in that wide open offense, right? What does Russell Westbrook look like playing for Mike D'Antoni in that wide open offense where we just running gunning all day? What does Russell Westbrook look like playing for him? What does Steve Nash look like playing for Mike D'Antoni? Oh, I forgot. He won the league MVP twice. That's what he looks like playing for Mike D'Antoni, right? Guys like that, like what does Steve Francis look like playing for Mike D'Antoni? Or Baron Davis? What does he look like playing for Mike D'Antoni?
So my first answer when I read the super chat was nobody. I don't want to see anybody play for Mike D'Antoni because I can't stand Mike D'Antoni and his basketball philosophy. But I would like to see De'Aaron Fox running in D'Antoni's offense.
Foxy, the way he get downhill, Foxy would have been incredible.
And he could pass the ball a little bit, but
yes, Fox was a good passer.
What? Yo, the Tribe One, you really don't want me to read your super chats. The super chat from the Tribe One says, I'd take off Paul Pierce and put Paul George at 25.
No.
Great super chat. Nope. Thanks for the super chat, brother. Revised Tatum instead of Paul George. From the Tribe One, that's what he said. That's the second super chat. No. I'm not mad at Tatum getting on, but we're not taking off Paul Pierce for him.
No.
That's crazy. It's absolutely ridiculous. No way Paul Pierce isn't a top 25 player in the 2000s. Oh, you guys have lost your mind. All right. We don't got much time. We only got 15 minutes left. So let's get to the lobby right now. Let's get these guys in and out. We got Rock Out Deuce. What's up, Deuce?
What's up, fellas?
What up?
So, two things I want to touch on real quick. Jordan bogus as hell for yesterday, man. The Nuggets are way better than the Clippers. The Clippers got the goddamn Isley brothers running their squad, bro. Like, what are we doing, bro? Are we serious? Like, bro, really?
the Isley brothers?
Yes. Like, yeah, the names look cool and all on them. Like, come on, man. Like these guys get older. They're not that, bro. And the fact he said Valanciunas is ass, not decent, ass.
No, he said he was garbage. He said
garbage. One of the best rebounders in the game still to this day as a backup.
Yeah, he said he's trash.
Man,
my dude said he's bogus.
You know what? Fuck it, I'm gonna say it. I think this is the best team Jokic has had, including the 2023 championship team. I think this is his best team that he's had.
What team has he been on that's been better in terms of a talent?
I don't really hate that.
Think about the teams that he's been on. What team has he been on that has been better in terms of talent on paper?
I can't think of it.
I don't think it has been one. I don't think it has been one.
I really can't think of it. Like, this Denver team is legit. And guys in the comments saying, "Oh, y'all are overrating adding Cam Thomas and Bruce and Valanciunas." Like, yes,
And
you add
Hardaway.
that to the best player in the world. Yes. They're second. They're my second seed. They're my second seed, and they're fighting for the first seed. I think it's a fight for the first seed.
I think they win 60 games. I do. I think they're going to win 60 games this year.
I can definitely see it. I could definitely see it.
Like add a floor spacer like Tim Hardaway, who's going to have even more space to shoot.
I forgot the name, right? Tim Hardaway.
Yeah, he's going to have even more.
Jordan bogus as hell, man. I'm with y'all, man. He bogus as hell, man.
Yo, we know where to find you at, brother. Good to talk to you.
Yes, sir.
All right, dudes.
All right.
Yeah, like I said yesterday on playback, I understood where Jordan was coming from as far as, like, you know, sometimes the way Swiper talks ball, but still Swiper was on point with his assessment of the squad. I think this Denver Nuggets team is really, really, really good. Who we got next? Oh, my man Davion. Davion, what's up, fam?
What's up? How y'all doing?
What up?
Right.
So I want to talk about the Lakers and how Luka coming to that and playing with LeBron. I don't like it, and it reminded me when Bruce came to the Lakers. The player types of them, they just play too much alike. And I think those type of players, they just don't work the same on the court. They need the ball. They both like to play mate. They both like to, you know, play that heliocentric basketball. And having both of those players who don't play defense, that's the problem. Like, we're having players like with Bron and D-Wade, like back in the day, it kind of worked because Bron play defense, D-Wade play defense. They can, you know, bounce off each other. When Luka don't play defense and Bron too old to still be playing defense how he needs to. Adding that with Austin Reeves, that's 3 players on the court who can't play defense. So, like, I feel like the Lakers, they kind of just, like, well, Bron kind of wasted his years. His last years with Luka. I understand, like, the only reason why they got Luka is for the future. I don't think they got them to win. I don't think they got a chance to win, honestly.
We have to compete on defense. And then you add Marcus Smart, right? So adding Marcus Smart is your only defense on the perimeter. Because teams clearly go after Austin Reeves, right? Teams clearly go after Luka. Contrary to popular belief. You dudes talk to me all the time about Luka being this, Luka being that. Them teams on the other side is like, we going after Luka. Right. They pick on Luka, literally pick on him. So we got to get somebody to show up that defense. All right, so we got Marcus Smart, who will show up that defense in some way. But I ain't going to lie to you. I'd be surprised with this roster if the Lakers won the NBA championship. I'd be blown away if they did. I would.
For me, I just don't think like having like 2 or more players who just can't really play defense like how Bron and Luke is, and adding Austin Reeves, I even add that because Bron, he'll play defense if he got players around him who won't play defense. If he got players who giving it, Bron gonna give it. But if he got Luke and AR, they can't get around Reeves. Austin Reeves, he tried, but he can't. So you got 3 players like that, and you don't got no elite back offense like no good center who gonna protect the rim, but good switch perimeter defender who can play multiple positions. You don't got a chance. Like, I just don't think they got a chance at all, and it just wasn't gonna fit. It just makes sense for the Lakers moving forward with Luka in their future.
No doubt. All right, Davion.
Fair enough.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Appreciate y'all letting me up.
Yeah, no doubt. Absolutely. That sounds wild.
Got to play defense, man.
You have to, Ox. I mean, and I can appreciate you being an extraordinary offensive player, but you can't give me nothing on defense. You got to give me something. You have to. Otherwise, we're not winning. That's why Phoenix couldn't win. Like, I couldn't get nothing from Steve Nash on the defensive end. Nothing.
I do. With that being said, and I said it last week, so I want to stay consistent. I do like everything the Lakers have done in this offseason. I like DeAndre Ayton. I like Marcus Smart. I think Luka is going to come back on a tear. I think what I thought Giannis was going to do last year, and which Giannis kind of did. I mean, Giannis balled out last year. That's what I expect. I expect that from Luka this year. I expect Luka to be kind of pissed off. So y'all watch out for them Lakers, man. Y'all definitely look out for them. Who we got next? We got Don, my man. We got Detroit in the house. What's up, Don?
What up, though?
What up, though? And just so you know, Ox, just so you know, Ox, what up, though? The Detroit dudes, they bit that off of us.
Yeah.
Because
whoa.
They bit that from us, from the
Here
Northeast. Because what we say is, what's up, yo? Right, so they say what up though. So they bit that, and all they did was just the same flow. They just changed the lyrics. They did the same
brother.
Thing, so biting our style. That's who they are. That's who they are. So anyway, what up, my dude?
Here we go. First and foremost, I just want to say shout out to the Throwback Thursday stream. Had a lot of fun but I also hate it. You know why? Because
Wow.
I seen young Monty Williams. I wanted to choke him through the goddamn screen.
Trash.
He robbed us.
He's bum ass nigga.
Get Stanley Roberts
Oh,
off the floor too. His bum ass. Get him off the
ah,
floor. Trash.
Hey,
oh,
hey,
damn,
fam,
that's
I'm
cold.
telling you, me and Ox was literally just talking about this yesterday when we was watching that game, and I forgot. Yo, Minnesota was garbage.
Garbage.
Them dudes was trash. I'm looking at that team like, yo, if they played in today's game, even with KG, they would get smoked.
Oh my God.
They would
Shout
get
out to
smoked.
shout out to Austin Reeves, aka Vinny Del Negro, man. He was going crazy, man.
Yo, Vinny could play, yo. Vinny
Vinny a
Del Negro
baller.
was
Vinny
nice.
a baller.
Yes.
But also,
Vinny Del Negro was nice.
want to ask y'all, y'all probably already did this topic or something. Seeing Shea win the championship, who you think this up and coming season, who got the most pressure to win the championship?
Who's got the most pressure to win the championship? Cleveland.
Yeah. No, I'm
I
talking
think
about like
Cleveland.
individual players.
I would say James Harden or Luka.
Probably Luka. Mm-hmm.
You said Luka.
Yeah, probably Luka. Mm-hmm.
And the last question for Chill, you know, as a Piston fan, I gotta ask about them. In terms of Cade, what does Cade have to do to solidify himself to be in no talk with Shea and Anthony Edwards? Like, what does his stat have to look like? What does his team have to look like for him to be in the upper echelon?
I think that this season right here, I think we take a step forward because I think the Pistons are top 5 seed in the East this year. His shot selection got to get better. His decision making as a distributor has to get better. If I could get those turnovers down and those assists where they are, I'm comfortable with him as a 7 to 9, 8 to 10 assist a game guy. What I'm not comfortable with is the 4 and 5 turnovers. I'm not comfortable with that. We got to get those down, right? So if we could get that down, we could keep the assist rate. That's where the IQ and the decision making comes in, right? I think that his 3 ball and I think his mid range game can improve. And I think that just comes from him getting stronger. Like when you get them smaller guards on him, taking advantage of mismatches. If I could get, I don't need 30 out of Cade Cunningham because I think that the benchmark for a lot of people is, yo, you got to average 30. No, you don't. No, you do not. If I could get what I got from Cade last season, if I could get something like 26, 27, 8, and 6 on better efficiency, yeah, we're having a different conversation about him. Way different.
Okay. All right, I appreciate talking to y'all, fellas.
Absolutely, brother.
Yeah.
Good to talk to you.
All right, Don.
All right, have a good one.
I'm comfortable with that, Ox. If I could get better efficiency out of Cade Cunningham, I don't need 30, 33 a game from him. No, I don't need that.
Yeah,
not at all.
Doubt. Who's next? We got Leaf Diggy up on the stage. What's up, Leaf?
What's going on with y'all? Just enjoying my new area in my new life, man. That's all. But
it's kind of cool living somewhere. It's kind of cool, Leaf, living somewhere where you can leave the door unlocked when you leave the house, right? It's kind of cool, ain't it?
Not just that. It's kind of cool living somewhere where you don't see a bunch of shit and a bunch of money that you feel like you got to spend. Because I ain't gonna lie
smells
to you.
different, don't it?
It smells different. It ain't human. Yeah. So, I mean, Bobby was right. Bobby, don't say a goddamn word about New York, bro. Don't say shit. Don't say shit. Don't say shit.
All right, bro.
Don't say a damn thing about New York.
I can't even
no, because I don't need you to show New York nothing. Don't even say New York. As soon as you say New, you messed up. Don't say it. Don't say nothing.
Go ahead. Keep it hoop. What we got, bro? What we got?
Damn it, sick of you. Hey, listen. And by the way, listen. While you two is up here, listen. I like y'all. Like y'all probably the only two people that I really like on this goddamn. I need y'all to stop. I need y'all. I need y'all seriously. As I feel like I should say this to y'all because I like y'all.
But
stop getting warped into this Clipper shit.
Stop. I'm not. Wait a minute. Hold on, Lee. Don't do that to me, Lee. You saw what I said yesterday.
No. I don't care what you said. It's about what you do. Because when you're up here with him, you're like, yeah, man. The Clippers can make things interesting, man, with some barn help.
But wait a minute though, Lee.
I don't want to hear you when it comes to that.
I can recognize that they have improved. I can recognize that. But I also know you. Okay, you cleaned up your act. Okay, you got a nice haircut. You put a suit on. I still know who you are, though.
Exactly. So stop allowing yourself.
are.
So stop allowing yourself to be waiting at a damn train station that you ain't got no business at, and allowing yourself to look at your phone and then allowing a hand to grab your shirt and pull you on this train that's going to crash. It's going to crash. We've seen this episode of Friends many, many times before. How many of y'all watch Seinfeld? It's the same shit. Stop it. Now, as far as the Denver Nuggets go, bro, you absolutely right. I think this is one of the best teams that Joker ever played with. Probably the second best might have been 2020. We forgot they had Jeremy Grant and a couple of other role players, man. I almost had forgot about that, but I'm gonna go out on a limb and say Dallas need to be talked about a little bit more. I ain't gonna lie to you. If we talking about ball and health, man, I ain't saying that just because I moved down there. I'm saying it because I mean what I say. And I think Dallas should be really, 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 really recognized, bro, as one of the top 5 teams in the Western Conference. OKC, I feel like they could have a good season, man, but they ran into some good fortune. I don't think lightning is going to strike twice in Middle America again, man. So I mean, who knows, man? Listen,
that's it for them. That's it for Oklahoma City.
I only had them winning one title. I mean, come on, young teams don't run the table like that. I mean, we all know that. I mean, we got and all of, but I mean, but listen, it's cool. But as far as the list go, I'm cool with the list, man. I mean, the list don't seem too bad to me. KG up there, I like KG, but I gotta remind myself he kept getting his ass kicked by Dirk. I mean, like that's as high as he gonna go to me. I mean,
it's crazy. He moved to Texas, and all of a sudden it's Dirk this, Dallas that. Respect. Come on, bro.
So that's what time you on? That's the narrative that you spreading, Bobby.
All of a sudden, Lee.
All of a something.
So watch you still got you still a Packer, or are you a Cowboy now?
I'm still bro. I showed up to Dallas with Packer gear on. You know, I don't give a shit.
Sure you did.
You think I didn't? I got pictures to prove it. I send you the footage. I send you the but
check them out on Thursday, Leaf. We already at hour and a half, and I got to read.
Y'all still doing Throwback Thursday? Can you do some throwback? Dirk whooping KG's ass.
We might.
Can you do that?
Be able to. You got to be a Hall of Famer to request Leaf. But let us know.
I'm a regular, man. I just order request and then we match the shit, bro. How about that? Man?
You made the request in the little thing, the community post or whatever.
I'm about to, because
we'll do that.
So look out for that.
So I can delete that shit. We ain't watching Dirk.
We are. We not.
Fuck out of here, Leaf. We ain't watching that. There's no way we ain't watching that.
Fuck out of here. You don't want to watch your mans get cooked?
No.
All right,
no.
bro.
We got it.
I'm done with that shit, Lee. Everybody else in the lobby, I do apologize. I will get y'all next time. Man, just make sure you click that link. I'll go first come, first serve. There's never any favoritism, y'all. So just click the link, man. We'll catch you on Thursday. But I got to get to these super chats because super chats come first, man. Chat clears.
Is this dude in the chat? It's Christian. Is he in the chat? Is he in the lobby?
Christian.
Yeah. Is he in the lobby?
Yeah, I could pull him up. It got to be real quick. Though.
Yeah, that's fine. Pull him up. Yeah, pull him up.
Got to be real quick. What's up, Miss Christian?
What's up? Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
All right. What's up, Chill? What's up, Ox?
What's up, fam? Got to make it quick, Christian. I got a meeting. I got to go. So.
Okay. All I was gonna say is Chill. I don't got a real problem with you. I just have a problem with the.
Yes, you do. Yeah. This shit is
some of the things you say.
It is.
No, I'm talking about
it is. It's fake, Ox. Like what he doing right now. Like when he get with his cronies in the chat, he got all slick shit to say about me. Now he in front of me, and I don't really got a problem with you. It's just some of the shit you say. That shit is corny. It's corny. It's so corny.
All right, bro.
It is.
I don't have a lot of time to talk right now, so I can't.
It's so corny.
Can't really go into it. But everything for me is just shit talking. It's it's just fun because I watch y'all for entertainment mostly. So everything that I say, like in the chat and everything,
You're a troll.
all
Then.
just,
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, it's just jokes to me. But it's
I got you. You're a troll. I got you.
Okay.
That's
yeah, I mean, I know I don't want to hold you up either. I don't want to hold up.
I got you though. You're a troll. Now see what it is. Word. That's what's up.
Yeah, okay. We see what's going on here. Thanks for your time, Christian. Let's move on. SMN R&DM. In my opinion, Pierce should have been higher on the list, no doubt, around 15. But I do think y'all sleep on Luka. The guy came into the league as an All-NBA almost, and he been best PG in the league for 5 to 6 years.
We already talked about Paul Pierce, though.
Yeah,
I get that.
I mean, I understand you having Luka high, but I think there's other guys. SMN R&DM is sent another super chat. I'm one that doesn't care about accolades when judging quality. All I take into account is how good I think you are. My opinion above all.
Fair enough. Okay.
I'm not mad at that. I do think accolades that we can take into account are ones like, do you have rings? Like, do you scoring champions, rebound champion, all that type of stuff. The things that aren't necessarily voted on, I think are easier accolades to talk about, as opposed to all NBAs. The Trib one, I actually like Paul Pierce. I just think he was in the Gasol, Ray Allen, Vince Dame tier, not the Kevin Garnett, Kobe, KD, CP3 tier.
He was a top 10 player. He definitely was better than that. You're not giving him nearly as much credit as you should be. Definitely.
Yeah. And I understand we're all entitled to our opinions, man. I understand that. But we got through the super chats, got through the lobby, got through all the topics, man. Make sure y'all like the video on your way out. And next time, if you got smoke in the comments, don't pull up pussyfooting, mumbling, and stuttering. If you got smoke, bring the ruckus. We don't got time for no bull jiving. If you got something to say, pull up and say it.
All right, guys. It was good to see you guys. You guys know where to find us every Thursday and every Saturday. Me and my man right here, Big Ox. You know where to find us. We are right here on the Players Choice Network. We will see you soon. Until then, put on a suit, drink water, don't drink and drive. Hey, man, call your mother. When's the last time you talked to your mother? Call your mother. And if you're ever in the Portland area and you had too much to drink, hit my man up. He'll make sure that you get to where you need to go. So we will see you guys soon. Until then, take it light. But take it. Absolutely, man. It's good to see you guys. No doubt. This was dope.
Peace. Last super chat of the day. Tim Duncan top 5. Y'all know it's true. Peace, y'all. Never drink or drive. And we'll see y'all on the panel on Monday.